Today, I'm touring Singapore, or as I like to refer to it, as Singapura. Jump on board and as a first, let's immerse ourselves with history at Arab Street. We'll visit the famous Raffles Hotel as well and end the day at Quay and Merlion. Get ready for this big episode as we explore this funky city-state. Commonly referred to as Arab Street, Arab Street entails a number of streets which are made up of that Middle Eastern culture predominantly, and one of them is Muscat Street, which is where we are at the moment. So it's called Muscat Street because Muscat is the capital of Oman, and what happened back in the day was Omani settlers came to Singapore Island and settled here. We've got this awesome mural here which resembles the friendship between Singapore and Oman, and this street leading up to Arab Street, which is near the Grand Mosque, is called Muscat Street, and it's distinguishable by the arches at the entrance of the street. So just under the arches here are two plaques. This particular plaque talks about the traders, and it also highlights the importance of other communities as well, like the Tamils, the Chinese, Indians, and other Arab populations that have come to this street and committed to making it what it is today. And then we have this other sign right here, which gives an indication of what's on the wall behind me. It's a storyboard of how the street has come to where it is today. Kampong Gelam is like an open-air museum. I enjoyed learning about the different cultures and how they brought their professions here to enrich the area. The professions included the undertakers, the jewelers, the steel makers, and the puppeteers. Let's not forget the tastes that have defined Kampong Gelam. What better way to understand the culture than sampling traditional beverages? The popular Tarik tea house is a must visit. You can find the Tarik tea house at the start of Muscat Street, and today, my choice of beverage is the Teh Zafran.
Welcome to Tarik!
What is the specialty?
The specialty is Zafran.
Saffron.
The best seller, the good tea.
This one right here.
Yeah!
Welcome to Singapore!
Come, try Zafran.
Thank you.
Tea is referred to as teh here in Singapore and also Malaysia, and I've got myself a Teh Zafran. So the Teh Zafran is very different to the conventional tea as we know it in the West. You know, we like to have a black tea in the morning, maybe a green tea if you want a health kick. Some people have a peppermint tea after they have a large meal just to kind of digest the food a little bit more. But here in Southeast Asia, people start the day off with a teh, and the Teh Zafran is made up of spices and saffron, as the name indicates, and it has an awesome taste. I cannot explain this taste to you. It's Teh Tarik on steroids. It is sweet, it is spicy, it is tasty, it is a tad milky, not too much milk in there, but the aroma as well. The saffron aroma makes the tea even more enjoyable. So if you're an avid tea fan, or you love different types of beverages, warm beverages I should say, when you come to Singapore, head over to Tarik behind me. They make a great beverage, and this Teh Zafran has just hit the top of my tea list, and I need to go looking for it when I go back to Australia. Cheers to Teh Zafran. Now that we've finished drinking our tea, let's keep exploring. First stop is the Masjid Sultan Mosque. Behind me is Masjid Sultan. This is one of the most prominent mosques in Singapore. It was initially built in 1824 during the time of Sir Stamford Raffles, and it later unfortunately burnt down and then was rebuilt in the early 1900s. And today it has acquired more land in the area, so the mosque is much bigger. Just at the top of the mosque, below the dome, there's a number of glass bottles, and they're actually soy sauce bottles that have been used to prep up the dome and give it decoration, as material shortages were experienced in the early days when they built it. So they were very innovative and they used soy sauce bottles. Just up there, under the shiny dome. I'm strolling up and down probably one of the most picturesque streets here next to Arab Street and in Kampong Glam, and this is Busara Street, named after a place in Iraq, formerly also known as Sultan Street. This street leads up to the Grand Mosque, the Masjid Sultan that sits at the end of this street. And in the early years there used to be very humble and knowledgeable, pious men, they say, that used to live and operate on this street that could give information about religion and pilgrimage to the Hajj to Muslims. Also down this end, near the mosque, there was a lot of copper dealers. There was people dealing in copper, selling odd bits and pieces, and I think they were mainly Javanese. These days, it's full of restaurants with souvenirs. Yes, there are some souvenirs that are made of copper, but predominantly a lot of the souvenirs are maybe made in China or maybe Turkey. I see a lot of ceramics here from Turkey as well. And down here, the restaurants continue all the way up Busara Street to the mosque, and this is very busy at night, as all of the restaurants on either side of me are full with people eating Middle Eastern cuisine. And you could be mistaken for thinking you're in the Arab Peninsula somewhere, or maybe Istanbul, but no, you're in Singapore. I like the concept here. I like what they're doing. It brings a taste of the Middle East and Asia here into Singapore. Be sure to appreciate the street art in Kampong Gelam. There's some really cool artwork in Haji Lane, accompanied by a set of rowdy bars and restaurants. If you're not keen on the crowds, visit in the morning. Not far from there is Kandahar Street. Take a walk through there and you'll find yourself back in time in Singapore in the 18th century. Beautifully decorated shophouses line the street with much intricate detailed designs. It's very inspiring. Our time in Kampong Gelam has expired today. Now we're off to the Raffles Hotel. It's time to show my face here at the Raffles Hotel, One Beach Road. I'm in the courtyard near the tiffin room. The tiffin room is right over there. It's a bar and billiard room. And behind me, right here, is a 6-metre cast iron water fountain that was built in Scotland and brought to Singapore in the late 1800s. Very elegant piece of architecture, the Raffles Hotel, colonial architecture. So apparently once upon a time it was the residence of one of those noble British people that lived out in Singapore back in the day. It was then acquired by locals and then leased over to the Sakis brothers. So the Sakis brothers had a vision to make it a high-end hotel, and they added a few extensions like a veranda and a few patios, and I think they even leased one of the buildings nearby and connected it to the Raffles Hotel, and it kind of made its way into what we have today, although it's gone through a number of renovations over the years. When you come into this place, there's a lot of stairways going up, down, left, right, and there's hallways that take you around the property, so you can tell that there's been additions made over the years, but it's very nice. I sat out here in the courtyard and had a Moroccan iced tea. That was pretty good. It's a little bit more pricier than other places in Singapore, but that's fine. We're in a high-end place here. You know what you're in for. A lot of young girls taking photos in what seems to be their nice dresses. So the management here these days, I believe, The hotel is under the Accor Group and it's owned by the Qatari government. I really like the way this place is run. It's very grand, yet the staff let people come in here, take photos, look around. You can just wander around. You can go walk through literally rooms. And you know, they've got like a bit of a souvenir place going on. You can just pretty much wander around wherever you want and no one really says anything. Here we are. Raffles Hotel. Opened on 1 December 1887. Began as a 10-room seaside bungalow run by the Armenian Sarkis brothers. The venue today has been of importance for high-end meetings, hosted prominent figures from all around the world. A testament to Singapore's transition from a British outpost into an important global port. Quite impressed. Look at the floors. You can eat off the floors. This place is sparkling white. I feel like I'm in ancient Greece, walking around the Acropolis or something. Looks like a cricket pitch or a soccer ground. The grass is so green. Wow, look good. Vikram, you look really good, my friend. I love your outfit. Does the outfit have a name or is it just the uniform? Just uniform? Very good. Thank you, Vikram. So what did we all think about Vikram's outfit? That white, elegant overcoat that he was wearing, including his moustache, which was real, by the way. I think that's very elegant. Once I saw him, I needed to take a photo with him and get him on camera. And then I just saw a poster over here in the hallway that said that the Sikh Indian concierge have always been working here at the Raffles Hotel and are the first to greet the guests. So that's been a long-standing tradition here at the Raffles Hotel. And I was lucky enough to see Vikram today in his beautiful outfit. This is what I like. These places are full of history. And when you come here, it's more than just having that drink. A lot of people say, oh, you need to have the Singapore sling, but no one ever mentions the doorman. No one ever told me about Vikram. I had to go find him myself. And you know what? Vikram was better than the drink. Well, the drink was pretty good, the Moroccan iced tea. Non-alcoholic. But it's the little instances and experiences such as that, such as seeing our friend Vikram, that makes the trip even more enjoyable. By the way, I tried to get in here, into this outdoor area. I couldn't get in. Reservations only, all booked out. Or you need to be staying here. So this place, right here, is really good, but you got to make a reservation. So I had to go to the other bar. I think there's the Riders Bar and the Tiffin Room Bar and Courtyard. That's pretty good as well. That's where I was today. But if you make a reservation online, you can dine here. I've walked about 3 kilometers away from my accommodation on the other side of Singapore, and I've come here to the Singapore River. This is where you do the river walk. This is probably one of my favorite spots in Singapore. Just down there, there's all these restaurants all along the river, but it's also very pleasant to do the walk all the way around the curve, and then you kind of end up at the Quay area. When I first came to Singapore, for some reason, I fell in love with this area. I just kind of stumbled on it. I didn't really know what I was doing back then, just walking around at random. But that area there, with the old shopkeeper homes, those traditional homes all along the river there, looks really nice. And at night it comes alive. Let's dive in a bit. Let's see what's happening down there. I'm now down at the river walk, and all around me are the restaurants. It's quite busy. You can get a meal and you can sit over here riverside and enjoy your meal on the river. There's all types of cuisines here. I'm seeing Indian cuisine, I saw Chinese, Turkish, everything, Arabic. There's bars, pubs. It's really nice. I think now's about the right time to come here at sunset. The lights have started to come on and people are out for dinner. Japanese just over here as well. And you can see the Marina Bay Sands, the boat in the background, the boat hotel. Really good. This is very different to the other side of town. The best time to visit this part of Singapore is just before sunset. It's cooler and you get to see the lights of the grand old and new buildings. I spent the evening here and also caught a glimpse of the famous Merlion statue. Although I enjoyed it, it's busy, so you need to have a plan on what to do next. I finished off my night by enjoying the saxophone show at the outdoor theatre. Nothing like great music on a balmy night. I hope you enjoyed touring Singapore with me. It was a long day, but somebody had to show you guys how great this place is. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more adventures. And as always, a big adios from your friend, the Husmeister.